Hey guys, welcome back to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. Now this one I'm really pumped about because I didn't think it was going to happen. Yes, the thumbnail isn't lying, it's not clickbait. I can actually now solo Beast 7 dungeon with Tuff Luck. So she's an amazing unit. We're going to go through her where I use her everywhere. Other thoughts about her, what I want to re-rune her as when I finally get to it. But we'll just start out with looking at her skills, and she's one that really needs to be awakened to get the benefit of what she does. So her first skill when awakened, slashes blades at an enemy and casts Diminish for 5 turns. Now, Diminish ticks no matter who has a turn. So anytime any Skylander or enemy has a turn, that will tick, give the enemy damage and reduce by a turn. But 5 turns is plenty. So she's got the 5-turn Diminish, and that is why you need to awaken her, because without awakening, she doesn't get the Diminish, and that synergizes so well with this second skill. Jump onto an enemy and stabs them, heals herself if the enemy has a debuff, which is going to be that Diminish debuff. So she heals herself very well. Mine, we'll get into runes in a minute, but mine at the moment is healing for about 2.6k normal and 4.4k-ish for a crit. Her third skill is basically another single target attack that when max skilled removes 1 buff, or does it do 2? Removes 2 buffs. The damage doesn't seem too good. I did a little bit of testing, not too much. I may be wrong. It may do good damage, but it seems to not do as much as the other one when we look at Arena, because we'll talk about Arena. We'll talk about Arena right now. So the thing that makes her amazing, and I think she'll be really viable for Arena, is the cooldown on this second and third skill. Like I said, I think the second's doing more damage, which works well because it means she's got more sustain in the arena if she does nuke an enemy. There's so many things to cover in this game that I haven't got around to yet, so I will make an Arena video eventually. But a big key in Arena is your spell cooldown, because in any scenario, dungeon, arena game, when you go into it, the thing that determines how quickly you can use your skill is the cooldown. You know, when you start the battle and they're all on a bit of a cooldown, it's a percentage of the total cooldown of the ability. So the lower the cooldown, the earlier you'll be able to use it. I'm still not sure who goes first in a speed tie, but yeah, we'll cover that more in an Arena video. But that's why I feel like these skills are going to be awesome for Arena. When you compare it to Stealth Elf, which everyone is using at the moment, whose second skill has an 11-second cooldown, you're guaranteed to always move before the Stealth Elf and get an attack in. Now, we'll jump into runes and then I'll talk a bit more about that. So, the runes, I'm actually really lucky. So, when we talk about the B8 solo, I actually managed to solo the boss when she was still 4-star with only these 3 6-star runes. Yes, I'm very lucky. My tank monsters, like my Hot Dog and my Enigma, are really terrible because I just don't get HP and defense that much, but I've been lucky and I get a lot of attack runes. So she is on attack, HP, and attack percent. Obviously, I think when she's 6-star maxed, attack percent is going to be better. That's another video I've got to make about percentage versus flat, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So she's just on the attack, HP, and attack. Now, for a long time, she was on this block rate rune because it was the best I had for that slot, and she was fairly average. But once I finally got that HP rune, the extra 1500 HP actually makes a big difference. So it tanks her up a lot. Obviously, this one's 15, the others are 12, but they are all 6-star. So I know that it's not doable by everyone, but keep in mind, mine is only 5-star still, so at 6-star max, with some good 5-star runes, you might be able to do similar things. Obviously, I don't know, but yeah, it's just luck of the draw in your rune drops. I was lucky. I didn't get many 6-stars from B7, but the ones I did get were attack, and basically these 3 were like the first 3. Actually, no, the first one was an accuracy rune, my first 6-star, but then I got those 3, which were really helpful. But yeah, so that's where I've got her stats at, and that's what she's doing. For runes, I'd actually really like to test her out on a crit rate, crit damage build. If I can pull some 6-stars. I've got Stealth Elf on the crit rate, crit damage, and I don't want to spend all the gold swapping runes around just to test, so I'm just going to wait and see if I pull something better. But the cool thing about the attack build, which actually works decent on her, is that the Diminish is proportionate to attack. So the higher attack, the higher Diminish, but I still feel like her skill 1 on a crit damage build would do more damage critting than sort of the extra damage that the Diminish gives, if that makes sense. I think my Diminish is doing about 500 a tick. And yeah, that's pretty much why I'd like to try the crit damage build. The other reason I really want to do the crit damage build is for Arena. I just feel like you get more nuke out of it than not critting with the just attack build, basically, is the way I want to go about it. But that's where she's at the moment. That's her stats. Like I said, the tank stats really help for the solo. But I just want to jump quickly into a arena match just to show you how that actually works with the cooldowns. Now, my game is on 2x speed on auto, so I'm going to have to be really quick about it. Quick little tip for Arena, what I like to do is when I'm testing things like this, I always test it against the highest rated person, because if you lose, you don't lose as much rating, so it doesn't really bother me. Obviously, if there's something like that, you know what, let's try it. Let's go for Ambush with her, see if we can knock out Ambush, and then we'll bring Snapshot in to see if he can cover the rest. Who knows if this will work. Snapshot's going to get his own video because he's awesome too. I just want to level him up a bit more and ruin him better before I get to that one, but let's have a crack, and you'll see that this low cooldown makes everything. So what I'm going to try and do is quickly target the ambush and then select the skill. Here we go. So first turn every time. You can see that's doing 4k damage straight up, so that's not too bad. So 4k without a crit. So that's why I feel like if I'm on a crit damage build, it'll help out a lot more. Oops, don't attack him. Okay, you can attack him. I think we should be good here now. If Snapshot doesn't die, please. I think we're good. But you can see the importance of that quick turn. Like I said, if I'm on a crit rate, crit damage build, I feel like if I'm always critting, a crit even with the lower attack would be doing enough damage to one-shot those nuker enemies, you know, the enemy team's attacker that's trying to kill you. I feel like you can get in early and get that done. So that's why I think she's going to be awesome. But like I said, I feel like my build isn't quite optimal for that. Now let's jump into, and the other thing I forgot to mention is, in case it's fairly obvious, but she is a 1-star. She's farmable from the first scenario. So she is very easy to farm up, and I'm still farming her. I think I got another 120 or so that I need to get her to +5 and then make her 6-star. So I'm working on that as well, and I can't wait to see the damage she can do at 6-star. But we'll jump into the Beast Dungeon. We'll do Beast 8. Now, that's just the team I've been using to try and speed it up, because she can solo it. Now, it's not a 100% solo, so I don't run the solo all the time, because the other key to it is you don't want to bring like tanky monsters with her, because they might screw up her order. It's hard. I'll do an actual B8 video and getting into B8, how to get the 3-star and all that sort of stuff, but that'll come later. For now, we'll just look at her. I did record a run of her doing B8, like just a 10 times run, and I can upload that as a separate video if you like. I was going to upload it to the end of this, but I think this one's taking too long. And it did have 2 fails, and they were the last 2 runs, unfortunately. But the other thing about this is Broccoli Man's really important still, because AI is so stupid. As you'll probably see, she keeps using the skill. That one was lucky to get the heal. But she'll often even wait for the second skill to come off to get enough mana, even though the first skill's available. The AI is a bit botchy, so you can't 100% rely on it. So yeah, like I said, the 10x run did 80%, so the first 8 was successful. The last 2 were fails, but you'll see here she gets into bad synergy where she's using the second skill to get the first bit of damage out, and then she's using the first skill to finish him off, and this might actually be a failed run because of that. So if she can get her second skill in now, okay, she'll be good because she'll heal up. But you do get a lot of those clutch moments, and as you can see, that heal crit for 4490, that's huge. So the biggest trouble for her in this is actually the waves and not the boss. She's actually really solid on the boss. Ooh, she's a bit low here, but I think we'll be right because we've got the broccoli heal coming up. As long as she can get into now she gets into the flow, as long as she lands that diminish, she gets the heal, and now we're pretty much safe from there on in. And as you can see, she's doing about 20% of the boss's health with that skill too, without even critting, which is incredibly solid, and she can win the DPS race at this sort of stat level to actually get through the boss. So that is the best thing about her. She does that sort of thing, and it's crazy. And that was a 4-minute run on auto by herself. But obviously, like I said, you do need the good runes to be doing this, and that's the most important thing. Strike. Ooh, that could be a really decent one for it. The crit rate, because that'll get another roll into crit rate. You know what? Let's go roll that now. It is only a 5-star. I have got a 6-star honor in that slot, but you know, like if I do go for that crit rate build, we might be able to do something good with that. Let's see if we can't get another 6% crit roll into it. Come on, for another 5%. Okay, that's good crit rate. So yeah, that might be an option for her moving down, but yeah, that is the Tuff Luck. I'm loving these 1-stars. They're all pretty awesome. Like I said, Snapshot will be getting his own video. Just one other thing, like I'm making a lot of YouTube videos at the moment. I was planning on streaming a lot over the holidays, but there's just so much content that I can make for YouTube at the moment, and I'm finding it probably more valuable to more people to make YouTube videos than to spend the time streaming. So that's why I'm not streaming as much now. Once I get through a backlog, I've got about like 10 videos written down that I'm wanting to make. Once I get through that backlog of videos, then I'll start streaming a bit more. But sorry for that, for those guys that are wanting to see me stream a bit more. But like I said, I just feel like the YouTube is much more valuable to more people, and it'll be more valuable, especially to the guys that come after global launch and all that sort of thing. So that's it for this video. That's it for Tuff Luck. Awesome unit. Definitely easy to farm, so get around her. But thanks for watching another video, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.